From St. Peter-Marian High School in Worcester, Massachusetts, Charter TV3 presents exclusive coverage of Central Mass High School football. This afternoon, it's the Shepherd Hill Rams visiting the St. Peter-Marian Guardians. It's high school football on Charter TV3. Hello, everyone, and welcome down to the field. I'm Kevin Shea, joined alongside by Andy Lacombe. And Andy, we're looking at one of the biggest, if not the biggest line in Central Mass today in Shepherd Hill. A lot of Division I prospects on that line. They're playing with confidence. They can push people around. Meanwhile, St. Peter-Marian coming off a big win over Tantascwa, kind of reinventing themselves as a running team.
Yeah, and you know, a team that's getting better in St. Peter-Marian week to week. They're coming off that loss a few weeks back to Shrewsbury, but they put together some quality wins since, and they feel like they're getting better at the right time of the year, and they can give these guys from Shepherd Hill, the #1 power-rated team in their division, a run today. Shepherd Hill, you might see them throw the ball too. They really opened up that offense a little bit last week against Wachusett. They opened some eyes. All
right, they got a Division I prospect at quarterback in Drew Jean-Guillaume. We'll see what he has in store for the Guardians. It's Shepherd Hill and St. Peter-Marian. We're back with the opening kickoff right after this.
Are you going to the game?
I am, but I've got some banking to do first.
Me too. Did you know that Bay State Savings Bank and professional football are practically the same age? The first time Bay State Savings Bank opened their doors for business in Worcester was in 1895. And Bay State Savings Bank offers great products along with personalized service to all of our customers.
So what you're saying is we take care of our customers' financial needs so they can spend more time doing the things they enjoy, like watching the Friday Night Football Frenzy. Bay State Savings Bank.
We take banking personally.
Do you want to go places in your career? Find your roadmap at Nichols College. Nichols College, the college of choice for business and leadership education, offers traditional 4-year bachelor degrees and graduate degrees that meet the needs of busy professionals. We provide you the tools to go from the classroom to the boardroom. That's why we've been ranked 6th nationally among business schools for return on investment by payscale.com. Learn more at nichols.edu. Nichols College. Learn, lead, succeed.
I want you to consider something. Are you comfortable with your investment portfolio? Do you understand the strategy? Do you know how much your advisor is paid? If not, you're probably paying too much. The team at Carr Financial Group is ready to help you take control of your future. As independent advisors, they provide easy-to-understand strategies to help you achieve your goals. We're proud to be part of this community, and we'll be here for you when you need us. Remember, it's not just money, it's your future. Call Carr Financial Group at 508-795-0264.
There's no better place to find the Toyota of your dreams than at Herb Chambers Toyota of Auburn. The 2014 Toyota Highlander has room for anything but boring. The all-new Highlander was redesigned with eye-catching design and excitement in mind. Everything is turned up in the all-new 2014 Toyota Corolla. Experience high-tech and high style. Drive smarter than ever before in the completely redesigned Corolla. We've got the perfect Toyota waiting for you at Herb Chambers Toyota of Auburn today. And visit us online at herbchamberstoyota.com.
You want to have a sense of the plot.
So
the 4th root of Z to the 9th.
St. John's is preparing me for the technology of the future.
The AP courses I'm taking now will give me a head start in college.
St. John's was a great experience for me, and I was very happy to have my sons follow me at St. John's.
St. John's prepared me for going to Cornell and Tufts Medical School, and now I'm back in Worcester practicing orthopedics with my father.
I participated in Model UN, and now I have a passion for world affairs. See the impact that St. John's is having on students today.
I'm District Attorney Joe Early, and I'm proud to partner with Charter Communications with our pledge to help raise awareness that bullying should not be tolerated. From local school students, here is our message.
If you see someone getting bullied, stand up for them. You never know what a few words can do.
We need to foster safe environments for students in their schools and communities. Join the anti-bully crusade. Take a stand to lend a hand. Don't be a bully.
Presented by the law offices of Joseph J. Corriglia.
Welcome back, everyone. Shepherd Hill getting ready for this afternoon's ball game against St. Peter-Marian. And the Hill, a very stout team. There's Chris Lindstrom, the head coach of Shepherd Hill, and boy, does a great job with these kids and has even changed the way they tackle in order to try to make it safer for the players and to try to reduce the impact on the head and the head injuries. And he's such a class act and a good coach and played in the NFL. Tommy Hendrickson on the other side had a great playing career at Shrewsbury High School and at Worcester State. And he's done a very, very good job with this St. Peter-Marian team, and they're kind of reinventing themselves a little bit offensively. We'll get into that in just a minute. A look at the series history.
Tied 3 apiece since 2009. Shepherd Hill won 2 games from St. Peter's last year, and they were both tight, both one-score games, including a playoff win. St. Peter-Marian won the first 3 of that set, so it's been 3 in a row for Shepherd Hill. This senior class has had some success against the Guardians. Shepherd Hill won the toss. They are going to put their defense on the field first.
And this is a St. Peter-Marian team that has been running the football the last 2 weeks a ton. Remember early in the year, they were a pass-first team. They were going to throw the ball 30, 40 times. Great coverage by Shepherd Hill, an 8-yard return on the kickoff.
Matt McGovern, the speedster, one of the guys we'll see in a spread set from the offense of St. Peter-Marian, and Tommy Hendrickson told us prior to the game that they were going to try to spread this Shepherd Hill defense out, air it out. They've got the quarterback to do it, Seamus Leary, strong-armed kid, and not disappointing again with the Sox. I asked him this week. We'll have to get a good look at him throughout this game.
Leary from the shotgun. He's got Anthony Baldino with him. They hand it off to Baldino, and Baldino's stacked up at the line of scrimmage.
So you mentioned the running game, and Baldino's been the key to that running game, and his line to a man, crediting him this week. Up front, Tyler Mulhern's the big center, and he kind of leads the way for this offensive line with Leary, the quarterback, Baldino, and then a 4-receiver set. And you're going to see a couple other guys in there, but McGovern, Barry, 2 of the speedsters with Simonovich and Carey. You'll see Patrick Leary as well. Plenty of guys that they can cycle in and out of the offense.
Leary from the shotgun on 2nd and 2. Leary hands it off. Baldino trying to break it to the outside. Breaks the tackle, lowers his shoulder, and barrels forward for 5 yards.
Defensively, Chris Lindstrom leads a big defensive line with one of his fellow captains, Cam McDonald, Sean McKeon as well, John McGuigan among the defensive linebacker crew, Nick Ostrowski, and kind of a young defensive secondary in the cornerbacks, but guys that are playing well. And then Nick Brewer and Jake Ayers, 2 guys that are getting back off injury, and they really, really like having those guys back. 2 good leaders in the defense.
Number 68 right there is big Chris Lindstrom, going to Boston College next year on a full scholarship. BC wants him as an offensive tackle, and Lindstrom bull rushing Leary. Leary flips it out, and it is complete for the first down to Alex Simonovich. And this is exactly what St. Peter-Marian wanted. Talking to Tommy Hendrickson before the game, he said, we need to control the clock. We need long ball control drives because they are so tough. They're so physical, Shepherd Hill. We need to give our defense a rest. We need to control the clock and keep the ball out of their hands.
Yeah, and a good possession pass hitter there to Simonovich, who's, his coaching staff will tell you, one of the hardest working kids on the team. And he helps them get a first down here on the first series.
Well, they were a team that, as we mentioned, was a pass-first team. Now Leary's flushed out of the pocket. He's going to run it. Great athlete. And Seamus Leary gets forward for 6 yards.
Well, yeah, pass first, Kevin. You talked about reinventing themselves in the running game. In this situation against Shepherd Hill, they're going to try to run, but they're definitely going to try to spread the field too. And don't discount the quarterback who can run, and that was something not lost on the Shepherd Hill staff this week. They have to contain Leary as a runner as much as they do a thrower.
Similar to the way a fastball sets the tone for a pitcher and the rest of his pitches, if you have a good running game, it just makes everything easier on offense. Leary pulls it back on the option, keeps it, has a first down and more. Big stiff arm. Seamus Leary showing some strength. He gets across midfield and into Shepherd Hill territory down to the 40-yard line of the Rams.
Yeah, good strength by Leary. He's a big dude, 6'2", and got some size to him, and makes that ball fake, draw the defense into the center of the field, and then just patiently, he's not running super fast here, he's just running strong. Puts the hand out, picks up another 5-10 yards after contact.
An 18-yard run for Seamus Leary. And that's when you can go with a quarterback that can run like Leary, essentially you have 2 running backs in the backfield, even though it's just a 1-back set. Here's Baldino. Baldino bounces off the original point of attack, which was closed, saw the seam to the left, and picks up 9 yards. Very good opening drive for St.
Yeah, and then, you're running outside with the ball fake to Leary previously, so you have the DNs that have to kind of stay home, and then Baldino just kind of gets lost in the wash there. Bounces off a tackler, people trying to find the football, and Baldino's able to pick up good yardage.
Nick Brewer on the tackle. And that's one of the things St. Peter-Marian wanted to do, is get through that first line of defense, get into the second level. And this one is going to be close to the first down sticks. They thought if they could get into the second level, they're going to have a good day.
Nice hitting in there. Nick Ostrowski came up and made a nice pop, and Dan Gilligan's in the middle there too. You know, Shepherd Hill, they changed. You talked about Chris Lindstrom looking out for his kids and trying to protect his kids, especially with heads and concussions and things like that. They changed the tackling style in the preseason to adopt something that the NFL Seahawks and Pete Carroll use, but they still hit really hard. There's no question.
Yeah, they don't do a lot of hitting in practice. Rarely are they even in full pads in practice. Here's Leary under pressure, and he's going down, sacked. It's a loss of 10 on the play, and it was just a straight bull rush by the Rams. The first man there that got him was Cam McDonald.
Yeah, they came with a full jailbreak blitz coming through the middle. Brady Ravenel brought him inside, and there was nowhere for Leary to go. And Leary's a big, strong kid. He has Ravenel coming in. He doesn't move, but he takes one step inside, but that's where the rest of the rush was coming. He hung in that pocket, but a big stop on third down.
Cam McDonald, a real smart kid, too. He's looking at NESCAC schools, WPI. And so the drive stalls for St. Peter-Marian. They're forced to punt. It's a beautiful punt. It's down around the goal line, and it'll be down real close to the goal line. Tough to see any lines in this field right now. It looks like it's down maybe at the 2-yard line.
Pretty nice job down there, Joey Powers. But, you know, nobody back for Shepherd Hill there, and that kind of is a philosophy they adopt on the offensive side. They rarely punt. So they're going to, when they see a punt, they're in a punt safe mode. They just keep their defense out there. They play the percentages, and the mathematicians that they have on their staff play a lot of percentages, so you don't see them punt much.
36-yard punt by Brian Donahue, the converted soccer player who is such a great weapon for St. Peter-Marian. Joey Powers is actually the snapper, too. He's the long snapper, and he got down and downed it. Tremendous work. Here's Shepherd Hill on first down. Big hole and a first down for the Rams. As that time, it is Scott Ambrosia who gets the call.
I think Seamus Leary may have saved a touchdown there late. Up front, that big line, Flibbert, Lindstrom, Jones, Nutter, McDonald, they are probably the best in the area, that's for sure. Drew-Jean Guillaume, the quarterback. Some newer guys in Ambrosia and Sarkady running the football back there. Brady Ravenel. Sean McKeon is a top candidate as well as a tight end.
13-yard pickup from Ambrosia. Ambrosia gets the call again on second down. And Ambrosia picks up a few, and then Seamus Leary is in there again.
Yeah, you know, as good as Seamus Leary is offensively, he's very good defensively as well. You know, up front, they're going to go with kind of a 6-2, 5-3 look, play against the run. Anthony Letourneau is going to be a key to that in the middle of the football field. And Demetrius Lopez is a linebacker coming on as well for St. Peter-Marian. The Leary boys in the backfield defensively.
I told Seamus before the game, he's going to have to play a physical game, that he's more important to this team on defense today. And now Drew-Jean Guillaume on the run. Looking deep, and it is caught. And again, that's the play action. Everyone comes up, and Ambrosia just gets behind the defense.
Yeah, and that's a little bit more of the traditional passing attack that Shepherd Hill showed even last year, where they run a couple of guys out, they roll the quarterback, and a couple different levels, and Ambrosia was behind everybody.
And they'll look at the film on this and just say to Drew-Jean Guillaume, just set your feet, set your feet. He jumped in the air and was falling backwards. You see his great arm strength, but man, if he just set his feet on that and was able to drive into the throw, then you're looking at possibility of 6, because if he hits him standing up, that's probably a touchdown.
Well, there was a penalty at the end of the play, a personal foul against St. Peter-Marian, so it tacks 15 on to the play.
And now you just loosen up the defense. You mentioned getting into the 6-2, 5-3 set defensively. Well, now you're talking about 8, 9 guys in the box on each play. If you can hit on play action, that defense has got to loosen a little bit. The safeties, the linebackers, everyone's got to bounce a little bit and look behind them. Ambrosia goes in motion. Ambrosia has the call. He has the corner and has some blockers out in front of him. Ambrosia has the first down, and he's knocked out of bounds. And a flag is down.
It came in late in the run. Ambrosia was already around the corner when the hold took place.
Cardillo on the tackle. Freddie King is our referee today, and he'll tell us what the infraction is.
Cardillo's the guy who's been playing just monster defense for St. Peter-Marian of late, coming up making a lot of tackles.
Holding on the offense, 10 yards from the spot of the infraction. Repeat the down.
This hold actually takes place behind the run, which is what will drive the Shepherd Hill coaches crazy a little bit. As Ambrosia had it pretty well blocked out front. He had big Chris Lindstrom in front, sealing the corner, but it was behind that part of the play where the hold took place.
So it's 1st and 15 now for Shepherd Hill. Sarkady gets his first carry of the day. David Sarkady running straight ahead in the hip pocket of his blockers and picks up 12 yards on the carry. Sarkady is a guy that I would not want to get in front of.
I'll tell you what.
205 pounds. Look at how strong he is. Look at how big he is. Looking at him on the field pregame.
Yeah, he's a
Wow.
big dude. I mean, he's one of those guys that's, you'd say he'd be on the all-airport team or the bus team. You want him coming off the bus first, but he backs it up with a run like that right there. And, he's a guy who's stepping into a role with injuries to Tanner Amico and some of their guys in the backfield. Sarkady and Ambrosia have really stepped up.
Yeah, Chris Lindstrom said he's never had such injuries. And now the Rams picking up a first down. Nick Brewer getting the carry.
And Brewer's one of those guys who's coming back last week, a guy who can run the football, a guy who was a quarterback as well earlier in his career in this system. So somebody who knows the offense. So having him back and giving him a couple of weeks to get into the offense a little bit gives Shepherd Hill a little bit more depth.
Shepherd Hill already has 5 first downs on this drive. St. Peter-Marian had a great opening drive, but then it stalled on 3rd and 1. A big sack from the Shepherd Hill defense. They got the ball back. They go up the gut. And the fullback just pounding his way, Brady Ravenel.
So Drew Ravenel was a great quarterback here, could really throw the ball, great baseball player for Shepherd Hill. Brady Ravenel, his younger brother, is just he's a truck, man. He just bowls through, picking up yardage there. Picked up 5 on the play, but I think he got contact at the line of scrimmage and then just kept going. But he's a good baseball player as well, and Chris Lindstrom telling us this week they were fortunate to get him over to the football team a couple of years ago.
Yeah, he was a baseball-only guy. Big part of this team now. Let's see if did St. Peter's get back in time. Drew-Jean-Guillaume under pressure, slings it out complete. And there you see the great athleticism of Drew-Jean-Guillaume, because he had a defender right in his face, able to square his shoulders and hit Nick Brewer.
Yeah, I'm not sure how he did that. Peter Fitzgerald's a big, kind of lanky guy, and Drew-Jean-Guillaume just kind of flung this one out at his guy, Brewer. Pretty good pickup there, but 3rd down here, 3rd and 3. I mean, it's 4-down territory. Really, for Shepherd Hill, it seems like it's 4-down territory anywhere from their 20-yard line on.
Yeah.
That's what it seems like.
Maybe even the 10 on. At Leominster, I think it was like their own 18 or 16, and they went for it on 4th and 9. Here's Ravenel straight ahead, bounces off of the defensive tackle. Brady Ravenel to the end zone. Touchdown, Shepherd Hill. Ravenel just ran through a defensive line.
I mean, he ran into a wall in Anthony Letourneau, but Letourneau was kind of turned the other way when he ran into him, so he was able just to bounce off, and then there was nobody there at the second level.
6 feet, 220 pounds. That's a big kid.
But, Shepherd Hill's able to kind of spread you a little bit with the passing game, and they make you respect the passing game because they really threw the ball well against Wachusett second half of last week. So they're a tough team to defend. It's not just the traditional double wing.
And they spread you out here, and it is the tight end, McKeon, who takes it and gets into the end zone. McKeon's a guy getting looks at the Division I AA level. It's Shepherd Hill 8-0. We're back with more after this.
Nothing brings community together quite like football. At Southbridge Credit Union, we rally with that same passion for our members, setting financial goals for their personal and business aspirations, using teamwork to generate a winning strategy, and keeping our eyes on the ball to achieve those financial touchdowns. We're looking forward to another successful season for our players on the field and our communities that support them. Southbridge Credit Union, people taking care of people. 5 convenient locations, federally insured by NCUA, member MSIC, equal housing lender.
College and high school football on Charter TV3 is presented by Bay State Savings Bank, Nichols College, the Carr Financial Group, and Herb Chambers Toyota of Auburn. Now here is the touchdown, and Brady Ravenel just kind of bounces off the defender there, who was just coming off a block. So, you know, fortunate that was the case for Ravenel, but he runs so strong, it would have been tough to bring him down.
Here's the deep kick. McGovern down the left side. McGovern with a nice return for St. Peter-Marian. A 19-yard pickup, and the Guardians will have good field position. Well, you see the athleticism, too, on that two-point conversion of Sean McKeon, the tight end. Went to the Rutgers camp this past summer. Rutgers loved him. BC's talking to him. Of course, they're already going to get one of his teammates in Chris Lindstrom.
Yeah, they're getting a lot of different looks at the Division I, the high Division II level for multiple guys on this team, and you know this is a group that, you know, Ryan Dugan said that, you know, might be the most talented that they've had.
And here's Leary on the keeper, running the option. He just puts it right in the belly there of Baldino. Draws the defense, looks, and he's reading the defensive end a lot of times and seeing what the end does. If the end crashes down, he pulls it out, runs around the end. If the end stays up, then he hands it off to Baldino.
Yeah, just a dual threat guy. A guy who was thrown at 50, 60 yards in the pregame. You know, throwing a 65-yard strike to the end zone and can run the football as well.
He's got a cannon of an arm. And it's Baldino. Baldino able to break one tackle at the line of scrimmage, but that's just great team defense. 4 gold helmets getting to the football.
Yeah, Sarkady there among others. Cam McDonald's at the bottom of the pile as they just kind of slow up the defense, and Ostrowski 31's in there. Multiple hats to the football for Shepherd Hill. This is a third down situation where Shepherd Hill's defense came up with a sack on the first possession by St. Peter-Marian.
3rd and short, you can run the option here. You can do different things. They're going to go Seamus Leary on a straight quarterback draw. He did not get it. That's great defense. Let's see, McEwen was one of the guys in there. Ostrowski, another one in there for Shepherd Hill.
He's a
full
full yard short.
Yard short, yeah.
Unless the angle's bad here on where we are, but we're pretty much on top
where we are, it's a yard short.
He's a good yard short there if they're going to try to measure.
So that one's just a straight quarterback draw, and when you have a front 4 that is as good and as athletic as Shepherd Hill's, you don't have to play many games. You don't have to do a lot of stunting or twisting with your linebackers. You can go head-on-head football, and that's what they're able to do. It is a yard short. But these kids from Shepherd Hill, it's not even just like they're big and they're strong. They're real athletic. And to run that double wing offense, you need linemen that can move. I mean, ideally, it's created for teams that have smaller lines that can't do the zone blocking, that can't go straight head-on-head and push guys backwards. So you run the double wing because it's angles. Guys are pulling, they're getting into someone's hip, and all you need is a little step. These are guys that physically can blow up anyone in front of them, but they have the speed and athleticism and the great feet to be able to pull and move and do counters. We've seen Chris Lindstrom play basketball 2 years ago, 2 summers ago, the Auburn Summer League. Great feet for a kid his size.
Can really move. He's got quick feet, quick on it. You know, and this is a situation here. St. Peter-Marian's going to take a timeout, but 4th and short, first quarter, in their own end, and they're thinking about going here. And you know, it's early in the game, but the reason for that, you know, you're thinking is Shepherd Hill could have the ball here for a long period of time. We could be down 2 scores, whether we punt it or give it up here. You know, you have to have a little faith in the offensive line. There's some big guys up there for St. Peter-Marian. See if they can push the pile for a yard here.
Yeah, and St. Peter's said they had a great offseason in terms of lifting, and this is where it all kind of comes to fruition. In games like this and later in the season, everyone's kind of beat up a little bit physically. Who's got a little left? Who's got that strength?
Melissa Murphy, Chloe McKella, and I'll finish.
Four-man front for Shepherd Hill. Their ends go out of the 4-point stance, too. Now here come the linebackers. Leary straight ahead.
Oh, boy.
And this is going to be interesting. It's going to be where they spot it, because you could see, I don't know that he got it.
The far side of the football field, he may have it. Yeah, I think the far side got it the first down. It was the first surge by Leary because he was pushed back after that. I don't know. I mean, it's tough to tell in the wash, but they got a good look on the far side.
Good push. Seamus Leary did a lot in the offseason and went to some Nike camps in New Jersey, went to one at Ohio State, worked on his game a lot, worked on his strength. It pays off there with a first down for St. Peter-Marian. When we come back, the Guardians looking to answer the Rams. They trail at 8-0.
At Unibank, there's never been a better time to enjoy mobile banking, starting with a great rate. You'll also enjoy how Unibank puts ease into e-checking with 24-hour access to your accounts. Check balances, transfer funds, make deposits, and pay bills from anywhere, anytime, at your convenience. Learn more at unibank.com. Unibank. Big bank know-how, community bank attitude.
We know you could always use another hand in the kitchen.
Seriously?
That's why in our Kentucky factory, we reimagined the refrigerator with the industry's first hands-free autofill. Perfect for when you need to multitask. GE, reimagining home.
Shop Percy's TV and Appliance and save up to $2,000 on select GE packages. Hurry in for this limited time offer.
Welcome back. College and high school football on Charter TV3 is brought to you by Berterra Nissan of Auburn, the law office of Joseph J. Cariglia, Carl's Oxford Diner, and Milford Federal Savings.
All right, second quarter underway. Seamus Leary going deep and just overthrew the intended receiver. It was Rob Foisey. Fly route up the sideline.
Had some heat coming late in the pass, and Foisey did have a step on the defender, so that'll be something that St. Peter-Marian says, hey, that can be there. Have that opportunity. And, you know, Leary's a kid who can make just about every throw you want him to make out there on the field.
Just a junior. He was invited by Boston College to the BC-USC game early in the season. He, his dad, and his brother went, Pat. And, of course, BC had that great upset. Now he flings it out to Baldino. Little improvisation. And Baldino picks up about 2 yards.
Tell you what, good one-on-one tackle there. Devin Peets making the play. You know, staying home. And this is, he looked for the screen right away, but Sarkady was right there. So Leary tucks it back in. Kind of felt Chris Lindstrom coming on the backside. Able to improvise for a few yards.
Peets was a quarterback too. This is his first year at cornerback. Makes a real good open field tackle on a tough, big runner too.
Yeah, just a guy they felt was too good not to be on the field.
Just wrapped him up well. Third down, Baldino.
Oh, that's outstanding
Sean
defense.
McKeon right there, and McKeon wraps him up, bulldogs him to the turf, and he's a kid that they talk about his academics. Harvard, Yale, all these schools loving him.
Yeah, I mean, we may see this guy playing against the purple of Holy Cross who makes plays like that. That is an outstanding play coming off the edge and making the one-on-one tackle. That might be a guy that, you know, you hear a coach say, you know, he's a dude. They got a dude over there in that
he could be a dude. 6'5" and 210. He's such a great weapon. Donahue's going to punt it. Booms one.
Man, he kicks it.
And now it's going to be Brewer on the return. And a nice return by Brewer out to the 32-yard line. A 38-yard punt and a 14-yard return.
Rob Foisey able to get him there. College and high school football on Charter TV3 is brought to you by Percy's on Gold Star Boulevard, Pucci's Fine Jewelry, St. John's High School of Shrewsbury, and Southbridge Credit Union. Shepherd Hill cheerleaders making the trip up.
9:21 to play here in the first half. 8-0 Shepherd Hill, and we've got a timeout. And we'll take it alongside. You are watching exclusive coverage of Central Mass High School football on Charter TV3.
The 2014 Kia Soul is sleeker and more sophisticated than ever. It has available features like heated front seats, Uvo voice-activated infotainment system, power folding mirrors, and so much more. Plus, it received an overall 5-star crash safety rating from NHTSA.
Drive home in a new Kia Soul from Wagner Kia for just $139 a month.
College and high school football on Charter TV3 is brought to you by Unibank and by Wagner Kia of Shrewsbury.
Looking at Andrew Tuccio down there working with the Shepherd Hill players, and he's got the maroon hat. Chris Lindstrom blocking him out right now. Tooch needs to get on a little Black & Decker stepper-upper to be able to get the camera to see over big old Chris Lindstrom.
2 Tooches equal 1 Lindstrom.
But Tooch is, I'll tell you, Tooch is a former head coach. You talk about the wealth of talent and knowledge on this staff, and Andrew Tuccio brings a lot to the table. There's Chris Lindstrom. Tooch was talking to Drew-Jean Guillaume. I saw him on the sideline, and it was footwork. He was about reverse pivot, open pivot. He was telling him about, in a certain play, I think, why you reverse pivot. You're hiding, when you reverse pivot, you're hiding the football from the linebackers. It makes that ball fake a little easier and a little more effective. And a flag comes down. We're going to get a hold on this one.
Well, you talk about Andrew Tuccio. He's a guy who knows the double wing probably as well as anybody in Central Mass, and he works with the line really hard. He did it when he was the head coach at David Prouty.
On the offense, 78.
Learned at the feet of the master, Mike Ross.
Yeah, and so, I mean, he's a guy who really works with that offense and has been a huge addition to the Shepherd Hill staff. They have a great coaching staff all the way through, and that hold won't make Tucher, the camouflaged Chris Lindstrom, too happy. Chris Lindstrom is wearing that camo jersey. He says the kids got him, so he got one too. Likes the look.
He's awesome. He's so good to talk to because everything is about the kids. It's what can we do for the kids, and we're trying to, always looking at how they can get better. They looked at Auburn a couple years ago. We looked at Auburn. They were the best team around. What can we do to mirror Auburn? Then we looked at Leominster. We looked at St. John's recently. What can we do to make ourselves more like them? Drew-Jean Guillaume down the sideline and stepped out of bounds before the first down marker, but that's a little bit about what we were talking about, the explosiveness and the weapon that Drew-Jean Guillaume is for this team.
Hey, he gets an edge. We've seen him break some big runs this season already. And he's a good physical runner as well. He can run into you and run by you.
And Jean Guillaume picks up.
And he's a kid that has dealt with cramping a lot. He played only about 2 or 3 snaps in the second half of that Leominster game because of leg cramps. Well, now they've taken him off of defense. They've taken him off of special teams. They've been working on kind of salt intake with him before the games and fluids and trying to get him so he can play a whole game, but really just on offense. And here's Ravenel. Ravenel just dragging tacklers for a first down. He is a bull.
Now, you know, they actually only had John Guillaume picking up a yard or 2 on that last carry. So they were still a long ways in the hole here, but good blocks up front. You see big Chris Lindstrom, talked about his feet. He gets out and moves. And then Ravenel battling. Nice job by Boise, it looks like, driving him back.
So numbers from the first quarter. Shepherd Hill 110 yards of total offense. St. Peter-Marian 45. The Guardians with 2 first downs and the Rams with 6. Phil Robo, our statistician, best in the business. Here is Drew-Jean Guillaume. He's got a first down and more down the sideline. And finally knocked out of bounds. But he had a great block downfield by Ambrosia. His two running backs, Sarkady and Ambrosia, were blocking downfield. They were 20 yards downfield, still on their block.
You talked about kind of keeping the ball hidden, and he hides it very well there as he takes that ball back and then tucks it. And then there's collision on the end of the play here, and it looked like Danny Conrad, who got leveled in the back here. And it's a good thing it was Conrad, because there's probably nobody tougher out there.
That's a good point. But I'll tell you what, when he coughs for the next 2 weeks, every time he coughs, he's going to feel that in his ribs. That's a 17-yard pickup.
That's the first highlight Conrad's been in since he was at Assumption College, making all those tackles.
Great defensive back linebacker for the Hounds. Drujon Guillaume fires, it's picked off. Intercepted, St. Peter-Marian's going the other way. So the Guardians coming up with a big play defensively, Patrick Gallant.
And he's a guy that Tom Hendrickson told me pregame is coming on big time in the linebacking core. He's in the right spot here. I don't know if Guillaume even sees him in the area. Might not have got the best grip on the football, but Gallant comes underneath the route, probably hidden by that giant line in front of him as they were looking for McKeon downfield.
16-yard return by Gallant. That's a big play by the St. Peter-Marian defense in a one-touchdown game halfway through the second quarter. And Gallant just reading his keys, getting to his spot, getting his drop. Baldino stood up and driven backwards.
Nick Ostrowski is in on every play in the middle of the football field. He is one heck of a linebacker they have right there. 31 meets Baldino in the middle. That's meet you at the ball right there, and Ostrowski's a junior, so a couple of juniors in that linebacking core for Shepherd Hill that are coming back and are playing good football right now.
And that's someone, Ostrowski, just reading his keys so quickly, getting to that point of attack. And it's an aggressive attacking style. We talked about Shepherd Hill not hitting a lot, not being in full pads during the week of practice. Doesn't affect them hitting at all because they bring it on Saturdays or Friday nights. And meanwhile, St. Peter-Marian was in full pads yesterday. They were hitting yesterday in full pads, trying to get ready for a very physical team and a very physical game.
They do sled work 2 to 3 times a week. You know, this late in the, well, not late in the year. It seems late in the year because next week's the last week of the regular season. But they do sled work all the time. They preach physical. You know, it's a physical practice. It's an intense practice when you go there. We were there on Tuesday, and you know, Tom Hendrickson's always an affable, hospitable guy. Comes over, he talks to us. The rest of the coaches, I mean, I didn't want to even go near them. I mean, they looked like they were ready to like chew raw meat.
Stance
oh
and say,
my
get in there,
goodness gracious! But you know, they work the kids hard, and the kids appreciate it, and it's a good intense atmosphere.
St. Peter-Marian taking the timeout with 6:03 to play. 3rd and 7. We're going to take a break. Bill Stapleton's going to talk it over with the Guardians. The Cowboy has them going.
Hey, everybody, it's time. Quick, boil some water. Push! You can do it. I see the hands. Come on. Oh, what a beautiful baby. It's a boy. Let's feed him.
Big food, big fun at Carl's Oxford Diner.
Eat up, Piglet.
College and high school football on Charter TV3 is brought to you by Worcester Regional Airport. Fly JetBlue direct to Florida out of Worcester Regional Airport.
There's the St. Peter-Marian line coming out. And
Tyler Mulhern works really hard in the off season in the gym. He's a 4-year guy, 4-year starter for this St. Peter-Marian team.
6 feet, 250 pounds is Mulhern. There's a lot of good size up front for St. Peter-Marian. We talk about this Shepherd Hill line, and they are huge. And they're the biggest in Central Mass. But St. Peter's doesn't have to take a back seat to anyone. Big boys up there. So see if Larry looked like he moved his feet early. Now he throws. Incomplete. Good throw. It's just in the middle of traffic. Sometimes it's tough to make that grab, and you're looking around. What am I going to do with the ball once I catch it?
Shepherd Hill sideline is mentioning the movement of the quarterback prior to the snap, and as you touched on, but Good strong ball delivered over the middle. There's a lot of traffic over the middle of the football field. Shepherd Hill makes it difficult.
Donahue into punt. Brewer is back deep to receive for Shepherd Hill. Donahue goes usually like a little bit of that rugby style. And yep, I was going to say, see if he goes down.
Hopefully it's a 5.
The punt goes into the end zone, but let's see if it's roughing or running into the kicker.
Personal foul, roughing the kicker on a defense.
So that's going to be an automatic first down and a 15-yarder. So this drive will continue for St. Peter-Marian. Big penalty.
Donahue still got off a monster kick.
He's such a great weapon to have. There are a lot of teams around Central Mass that would love to have Donahue kicking and punting for them.
So keeps the drive alive with the personal foul. St. Peter-Marian, you know, they don't have any points yet to show for it, but their offense has been on the field a pretty good chunk of this first half.
And they've moved
possessing
the
the
ball.
football, and they've moved
You know, they haven't finished a drive yet, but they've moved the ball. They've consumed some clock, and they've gotten their defense the rest and kept that ball away from the Shepherd Hill offense, which is what you want to do with the team as powerful as Shepherd Hill. You want to just put the hands in the ball of Seamus Leary, let him make plays. Here's Baldino on first down. Fumble, Leary recovers. It's a heads-up play by Seamus Leary. And it's a gutsy play too, because you're diving head first towards the line. You know you could get landed on by some big boys.
Yeah, and you know you're still in the play. You know, you could be a quarterback, you can hand the ball off, and you could go run through your routine and roll out and be out of the play. Leary stays on top of the play. That ball stripped in the middle of the field. And it might have been up the middle there, Gage Nutter that got his hand on the football. Yeah, Nutter right there, 77, stripped it, and then almost had the football. Leary does a nice job to get on top of it.
Second down and 12 now for St. Peter-Marian. They got 3 receivers to the top of the screen, 1 to the bottom. Leary looks to his right, has some time, fires down the middle for his brother Patrick. Incomplete. Patrick's footing went out from under him as he tried. The ball was a little bit behind him, and he tried to put on the brakes to come back for it, and the feet just slipped out from under him. Pat Leary, talking to his father Sean, has worked so hard. He loves football, has worked so hard in the weight room and working all summer long playing catch with his brother. He's become a great weapon for this St. Peter-Marian team.
Now 3rd and long here. We'll see if Shepherd Hill applies some pressure to the quarterback. Throws a blitz at him here. Right now they look like they're holding back a little.
See if they roll him out. If you roll Leary out, you can give
Here
him
they
an
come.
option. He's going to have to roll out no matter what. Leary under heavy pressure has a man complete for the first down. And St. Peter-Marian into the end zone. Leary kept the play alive. P.J. Berry on the receiving end makes a move, dances into the land of 6, 36 yards on the touchdown pass. And it's a 2-point game.
Absolutely it. Play kept alive with the feet of Seamus Leary, and then P.J. Berry going to his quarterback to make the play. Berry's a sophomore and one of the 6 receivers that'll run in and out of the game here for St. Peter-Marian.
Here's Donahue. How many sophomores have we been calling for St. Peter-Marian? A lot of young kids. High snap, and it is blocked. The kick is blocked. It's a live football, and it's fallen on. But it was a high snap. It was a great job by Berry just to get the ball down. And then Donahue's PAT is blocked. Nevertheless, it is P.J. Berry, Seamus Leary, and the Guardians on the board. It's 8-6.
Hi, Anthony Torrey, General Sales Manager here at Patera Nissan, your #1 Nissan dealership in central New England. Here's a look at some of the great deals here at Patera Nissan.
The 2014 Nissan Altima. Buy for just $18,983 or lease for only $89 a month. 2014 Nissan Rogue. Buy for just $18,983 or lease for $89 a month.
Guys, I'm a local resident. I've been here for 37 years. Deal you're looking for, I've got it. I guarantee you I'm going to give you one of the best prices around. Patera Nissan, Route 20, Auburn, Massachusetts.
All right, college and high school football on Charter TV3 is presented by Bay State Savings Bank, Nichols College, the Carr Financial Group, and Herb Chambers Toyota of Auburn. Look at the touchdown, and they did bring the blitz, did Shepherd Hill, and Leary's able just to kind of slip through and then continues to look upfield, sheds another tackle, and coming back for the football was Barry, and then Barry makes one man miss, and look at the block downfield. Alex Simonovich, number 2, turns into the blocker right away, and his block helps spring Barry for the touchdown.
Great poise from Seamus Leary. You mentioned always looking downfield. Never panicked, never said, I just got to tuck this and get out of here. He kept the play alive and kept stringing it out, made sure he didn't go across the line of scrimmage. And then P.J. Barry with a sweet move and a good block. And 6-play drive, covered 50 yards, took 3 minutes and 11 seconds off the clock. And remember, this drive was kept alive by the roughing the kicker call. And then it was a 3rd down conversion right there. And then the onside kick, loose football.
Still loose.
Let's see, St. Peter's says they have it. And the officials agree. St. Peter-Marian football, all of a sudden, a huge momentum swing right now. Brian Donahue's the man who kicked it.
And recovered it.
The man recovered it as well. How about that? A former soccer player. He's a football player now, getting his nose dirty.
Well, this one touches at least 2 Rams that had a shot at it, had a bid on it. There's one, and there's another on the pile, and then the kicker gets in there and mixes it up, making a nice play. Tom Hendrickson, he's a different kind of kicker. He's a different kind of guy. I'm not sure what the different meant, but I think he likes that difference right there. Nice play.
4:26 to play in the first half. St. Peter-Marian trails it by 2, 8-6. The Guardians just scored a touchdown and went for the onside kick and recovered. 3 receivers to the near side. Seamus has a man underneath, and he's going down. Sacked by Chris Lindstrom.
Now, Lindstrom, you know, as a defensive end, they've had him do a couple different things. Hold up, contain the edge if there's a run, or if Leary's going to run, or just flat out speed rush, and that's what this was. Comes right through and gets the quarterback, and when he can do that, I mean, he's just got the physical ability and the speed, as you mentioned, Kevin, his feet, to get around a lot of people.
Playing with a lot of fire, too. You saw him after that sack. He was yelling at his teammates. He was fired up, pumping his arms. If you're Seamus Leary, you got about 3 seconds, 2.5 to get rid of the football. Leary under pressure, gets out of the tackle, makes another man miss. Leary gets a block downfield, foot race to the end zone. Seamus Leary takes it the distance. An incredible individual effort. 52 yards for the touchdown. And St. Peter-Marian has the lead. It's 12-8 Guardians.
Wow. He looked like he was in the grasp a couple of times, and he was going down, and he just continued to move so strong on his feet. You know, in practice, he wears number 63 as a jersey. And I figured, I go, well, you're a big guy, Seamus, but you're a quarterback. What are you doing wearing 63? He said, I was the last guy to practice that day, so I picked the last jersey. There's nothing symbolic there, but he ran like a lineman there. Big guy.
Donahue on for the point after. Donahue's kick is up and through. 3:33 to play here in the first half. Seamus Leary has done it with his arm. He has now done it with his leg. And the Guardians have a 13-8 lead.
It all starts with a touch. The smallest thing that sets her heart in motion. The rhythm of love, the only jewelry powered by her heartbeat.
Looking for a local lender you can trust? Come to Milford Federal, your family financial center since 1887. Go to milfordfederal.com to apply online. Loan service locally by Milford Federal.
What a play by Leary.
All right, so up the middle of the field, the pocket collapses, and they're unable to get Leary. He just never gives up on the play, and then makes one move there, like a scat back running back, and then he turns on the speed down the sideline, runs away from people. So he shows all kinds of tools here: physicality, strength on his feet and then speed down the sideline. Look at that move.
That's a strong kid. 6'2", 200 pounds, just a junior. Loves football, loves the game of football. His dad played. His dad wore number 11 at Acton Boxborough. Was a quarterback, a great quarterback at AB. Seamus wearing his dad's number, and his grandfather was a legendary coach at Acton Boxborough, Ed Leary. And Seamus got a good deal of time with him. Coach Leary passed away when Seamus was in junior high, but he worked a lot with him. Worked a lot with him on throwing, on his throwing different routes and the tree, the progression. 11 yards on the return.
I'll tell you what, that was a great kick from Donahue. You know, he shows his skills, able to put that one in a corner, tough to handle for the return man. And you kind of put him in a jail down there. Tough to get out. A lot of bodies converging, and nice job by the kicker there to use some direction on his kickoff.
3:27 to play, and if you're St. Peter-Marian, you've got to protect against a big play. You want to make this a drive where Shepherd Hill's getting 3 to 5 yards a play if they're going to drive the length of the field on you. Shepherd Hill, you just stayed doing what you're doing. Jean Guillaume out of the empty set, runs forward, and he's close to a first down. Picks up 8 yards on first down.
Jean Guillaume's really their big play back too. He's a guy that can break off big chunks of yards at a time. So you know, they may not be a big play passing team, but it could just be one kick of the feet from Guillaume that goes in.
And they just run the same play again, and they get a first down. They got 8 yards the first time. They got 4 yards the second time. And this is a team, honestly, they could get in the huddle, Shepherd Hill, and could say, we're going to run the same play, just alternate sides, and we're going to run it 5 times in a row.
Yeah.
And you could get up there and run, and that can be your 2-minute offense. And that's very tough to stop. Ambrosia goes in motion, and Sarkady.
Well, the thing about the line, you talk about the size of the Shepherd Hill offensive line. They all move. They're all athletes up there. You know, everybody's moving and trying to push the pile, and you know, just trying to move bodies, picking up good yardage here with each carry.
Jonathan Gonzalez did a nice job on the D-line for St. Peter-Marian that last play. Taking on blockers at the point of attack. Here's Jean Guillaume, makes a man miss. And a nice tackle in the secondary. P.J. Barry on the tackle, bringing down Jean Guillaume. Guillaume's 5'10" and 200 pounds. He is a strong running back. That's a 9-yard pickup.
Bodies go in motion as well. Lindstrom leads out the block, gets a good piece of his guy, and Jean Guillaume, nice job by Barry. You know, heads up on the tackle, makes the play. I mean, if you take your eyes off Jean Guillaume, he'll run around you quickly. 5
carries for 40 yards for Jean Guillaume. McKeon's doing a nice job blocking too. Ambrosia on the call, and Ambrosia gets 9 yards. On that run before, McKeon gets a block as a double team, helps block down, then chips off and gets a linebacker, gets 2 blocks on 1 play.
This time it's Jean Guillaume leading the block. Ostrowski got a good block on his edge, kicking things out.
Here's Sarkady, and this is just right over the guard, and Sarkady's into the secondary. A huge pickup, a 12-yard pickup. He's down to the 35 of St. Peter-Marian with 1:15 to play. Now they can mark it at the 37-yard line, but remember, Shepherd Hill has all kinds of timeouts. You have 5 timeouts a half in high school football. So they have plenty of,
they're going to take one here.
Plenty of timeouts. With
they're going to sort their personnel out, who they want in here.
And the coaches are fiery.
Yeah.
You get a couple.
They're getting
get a great
after
run,
it.
and they're getting chewed.
They're getting after it a little bit.
And they're talking to some of the linemen there. It might be the center. They're leaning on a little bit. And I'll tell you what, and when they're leaning on you, it means that they know you're a good player and they know you're one of the leaders on this team. Because Chris Lindstrom, when we talk to him, and he's talking about this line, and he just raves about their work ethic and what they've done and everything they do. And they have a study hall, Shepherd Hill does, and so they'll practice. They'll give the kids an hour off to eat and then come back for a mandatory study hall because a couple kids, their grades weren't where they wanted them, and this is a team game. If one or two kids' grades suffer, then everyone's got to get in there and have a study hall. And they have so many kids that are such great academically, but they're concerned with the entire team.
Well, Chris Lindstrom's a pretty mild-mannered guy when you talk to him on the phone. I think you were trying to fire him up a little bit in the meeting this week, but he wouldn't take it. He was good, but he gets intense when it's game time.
Here's Sarkady, and he's close to another Shepherd Hill first down, minute 3 to play. Might run one more play and then call a timeout, because now the clock's running to 56 seconds, and they're just running it. Pick up another first down to the 20-yard line, and that time it's Josh Gelb. His brother was a great running back.
Yeah, Gelb, just a sophomore, and had a nice game last week against Wachusett.
And they go into the hurry up now. The clock's running under 45 seconds. Sarkady, they'll have to call timeout after this one as he gets about 6 yards but gets stacked up. And the timeout is taken with 35 seconds to play. And that's about the 17-yard line.
Well, easy. This is, quick strike territory. Shepherd Hill can throw the ball if they want to, but still plenty of time to run it. Clock stops on a first down momentarily to set the chains.
5 timeouts, so they've probably used 3 of them maybe. They may have 2 more left.
I was unaware there would be any math. But you've got the sabermetricians on this Shepherd Hill sideline. They're already running the numbers.
Gelb goes in motion through Jean Guillaume, and he's hauled down. That is a beautiful play.
Penalty
now a flag comes in late. But it's a great defensive play by Kevin Darton.
Kevon Darton. He's just a young dude, right? He's
freshman.
A young kid, and he's going to be good for a lot of years. And he blew up the play at the point.
Personal foul, face mask on the defense. Hey.
Yeah, it might have been too nice of a play.
Yeah. Well, he makes a nice play by getting the penetration here. And there's the face mask at the end of the play on the tackle.
It's going to be a 15-yarder.
He had disrupted the entire thing just by his jump off the ball.
Now the clock starts to run again with 25 seconds to play, and now it's running down. The double handoff, Gelb. Gelb dropped, and they're going to have to call timeout. Beautiful tackle.
Nice job.
Filling at the point of attack was Nick Cardillo, the captain who got in there, and that is a touchdown-saving tackle by Cardillo.
You don't see the balls being kind of floated around there, and then Cardillo steps up. Nice tackle, filling the hole, as you said, Kev. And that's a guy, again, who's been really around the football a lot in recent weeks, making a lot of tackles for the St. Peter-Marian defense.
So if you're St. Peter-Marian, you're saying to your guys, listen, we need 2 more stops. 15 seconds left. Shepherd Hill may have 1 more timeout left. If you're the Hill, right now, you could run a play action, and you got McKeon. He is a big target, real big target. 6'5", you get him dragging, and St. Peter-Marian likes to play man defense. They like to go man-to-man defensively. When you do that and you have someone running those crossing routes, usually that's where they can slip free, is against man defense.
Oh, this is where you'd put a Seamus Leary on McKeon, just for a size on size matchup. But they do like to hit the tight end in this situation, close to the goal line. So he's probably a good pick for your #1 target, Kev.
11th play of the drive coming up. We'll see what St. Peter-Marian dials in here. Yeah, I would love that right now if I'm the quarterback. Just drag McKeon. Show flow one way, and drag McKeon back the other way.
He's going to start off.
He's split out.
Down as a split end.
He's got Pat Leary on him. Seamus's brother. They hand it off. Ambrosia trying to get the corner, diving for the pylon, out of bounds at the 2.
Well, that's just going behind who they consider, and everybody really considers, the best lineman in Central Mass. And they ran behind Chris Lindstrom there. 68's out there running. Get Ambrosia and follow Lindstrom to the end zone. Nice job by the St. Peter-Marian defense to kind of hold that play up a little bit and force the runner out of bounds prior to the goal line.
5.7 seconds remaining. Shepherd Hill was saying there should be a couple more ticks left up on the clock. I think that's maybe what the officials are talking about right now, trying to see how much time's left. You got 3rd and goal now from the 3-yard line if you're Shepherd Hill. 8 seconds. The officials are saying 8 seconds should be up on the clock. It's 5.7 now. 8 seconds. Now you have time for 2 plays with 8 seconds left. We'll see what they do. See if they run it or if they throw. But regardless of what they do, they're going to have to, unless it's a touchdown, they're going to have to be in the hip pocket of the official calling for timeout if they do not get in the end zone. They line up in the traditional double wing set.
Timeout, far sideline. So St. Peter-Marian takes a timeout. We'll take that opportunity to tell you that high school football here on Charter TV3 is brought to you by Peter-Marian Nissan of Auburn, the law office of Joseph J. Cariglia, Carl's Oxford Diner, and Milford Federal Savings. All right, 8 seconds. There is a timeout left on the Shepherd Hill sideline if they don't get in. And they have 2 plays to do it. It's been all ground attack here in the final minutes of this drive, this entire drive, and so you have to believe they'd be thinking McWigan or Ambrosia or somebody rolling out for a passing touchdown. St. Peter-Marian, the problem is they're going to have to defend against that, and they were defending against that on the first touchdown when Ravenel, number 11 right here, pounded right through the middle. So you can't discount that either.
No, and you got Drew-Jean Guillaume on just a straight quarterback sweep, and that has worked so well on this drive. If you get Drew-Jean Guillaume going to his left, reverse pivot, just goes to his left on a straight sweep. Straight sweep to the right. And Drew-Jean Guillaume, second effort, did he get in? He didn't get in.
That's the half.
That's the final play of the half. What a stand defensively by St. Peter-Marian. Guardians have a lot of momentum right now. A goal line stand by St. Peter-Marian, and the first half comes to a close. The purple and white are fired up. They lead it by 5, 13-8. Unbelievable way to finish this first half.
Well, they come straight through. Big time hit there.
Seamus Leary was the first
Seamus
one in
Leary's
there.
in there. Boise's always around it too. Mulhern gets in at the end. Yeah, Leary's got those good superhero pink socks too.
And we're going to be joined now by Chris Lindstrom, the head coach of Shepherd Hill. And coach, a wild finish to the first half, but your thoughts on the first half as a whole?
Well, we're playing hard. We got to keep our composure. We messed up on special teams a little bit, missed a tackle, and I think we'll be okay. We just need to settle down and do what we do, and I'll make sure I do that right now. Make sure everybody's settled down.
Your young guys are running it pretty well, though, Coach, and you're moving the football the way you I would think you would like so far with those guys stepping in at the wingback position.
Yeah, what's giving us the most problem is the footing right now. Being on the grass is slowing us down a bit, and I see us a lot of slipping and so forth, and it's just a little difficult getting the offense going right now. We'll make some adjustments. We'll be okay.
You get the ball to start the second half. What are the keys to getting going and getting the lead back?
Well, how about we get the kickoff first? That would help me.
Coach, thanks so much for joining us. Go talk to the team and best of luck in the second half.
You got it. Thanks, guys.
All right, that's Chris Lindstrom, the head coach of Shepherd Hill. Right now it is St. Peter-Marian with momentum heading into the break as the Guardians lead it 13-8. We're back with all of our halftime activities right after this. Welcome back, everyone, to Guardians Field here, the campus of St. Peter-Marian High School. We are ready to kick it off for the second half. It is 13-8 St. Peter-Marian, and you look at the first half statistics, 215 total yards for Shepherd Hill, 195 of those on the ground. And for St. Peter-Marian, 128 yards of total offense, 83 of those on the ground. 2 turnovers for the Hill, 2 sacks for the Hill, and 2 big plays for St. Peter-Marian, accounting for 13 points in those plays, all starting and one of them even ending with Seamus Leary, the quarterback. Leary 8 carries for 72 yards. Jean-Guillaume 6 carries for 43 yards. Guillaume 2 of 3 through the air for 20 yards. Leary 3 of 6 for 45 yards through the air. And we are underway. Ambrosia on the receiving end, runs through 2 tackles. Ambrosia still on his feet and down to the 46-yard line. A 25-yard return.
Well, they did the first thing that Chris Lindstrom wanted them to do, the Shepherd Hill Rams, field the kick and get the football. There's a flag on the St. Peter-Marian side. They may have been offsides on the kick.
Let's see. Freddie King is going to give us what the call is here.
Offsides on the kicking team. 5-yard penalty added to the end of the run.
Chris Lindstrom said during the game, as coaches, we're going to scream at each other, we're going to yell at each other, but afterwards we're all good. And you can see they are fired up down there as the coaching staff at one another. They'll hug it out at the end of the game. Jean-Guillaume. Ambrosia gets the call on first down. Ambrosia gets a first down.
Now that's the type of start they had in that first half, that first possession. Pound that football and get big yardage on the first play from scrimmage. Look at them follow Cam McDonald and Gage Nutter through the hole there.
And Chris Lindstrom talked about at the half, footing being an issue. And we do have the threat of rain. It started to sprinkle a little bit during the half. That would gum things up a little bit more. Here's Ambrosia again. Ducks through, takes a big poke from Leary. Patrick Leary and Seamus Leary combining on the stop, and Chris Lindstrom gets up, and he was downfield into the secondary, blocking people and says, let's go.
It's a great look from the field level as Ambrosia flies through the hole. Now he's really hitting that hole hard and picking up the yardage. And it's opening up.
And there's no hesitation. With this offense, a lot of times you don't see the hole until it's right in front of you, just because of how close you are to the point of attack. Here's Sarkadia, and he picks up 9 yards. And so right now, this is an offense that is clicking for for Shepherd Hill. They are coming out, and it starts with that O-line firing off the ball.
Yeah, they're coming out to retake the momentum. And you said it starts up front, and they are firing off the football. Second quarter, all St. Peter-Marian in terms of the momentum going into the locker room. Shepherd Hill trying to take that back.
Ambrosia following his quarterback through the hole. Jean-Guillaume getting a nice block, and it just seals things off. And then Ambrosia goes right off his hip and gets north and south.
Yeah, and Jean-Guillaume gets a block on the defensive end. You know, he gets in there and he helps out the block with Ravenel in front. But, it's a quarterback. He's not going up against a cornerback. He's going up against a lineman or a linebacker making a block.
Shepherd Hill first down at the St. Peter-Marian 13-yard line. Gelb goes in motion. Handoff to Ravenel, the fullback. And Ravenel is corralled and thrown backwards. Good defense by St. Peter-Marian. Gonzalez was one of the men in there.
Yeah, Jonathan Gonzalez stood his ground there. That's a touchdown run earlier in the game. Ravenel right up the gut like that. This time, the St. Peter-Marian defensive front had it all locked up.
Brandon Flamand, the defensive end, was another guy in on that stop. Physically, St. Peter-Marian is playing very well in this game. Playing very well. They're not backing down. They're coming in strong. And Ambrosia just got caught up. There was some penetration, I think, tripped over the feet of his quarterback.
Lost his feet, yeah.
Yeah, this was just a footing. This is just a tripping over one of your own guys, it looks like here. Or maybe he lost his own footing there. Tried to avoid the quarterback's leg and got tripped up. So a big opportunity for the St. Peter-Marian defense on a long yardage situation, try to slow down this progress.
4-down territory for Shepherd Hill, no doubt. Here's Drujon Guillaume, and Guillaume running hard. Right over the tackle. It was 3rd and 12, he picked up 11, maybe 11 and a half.
Maybe 11 and a half is right. He's real close. With a 4th down signal from the far sideline, and here comes the wash. All right, Nutter out there, takes on a block. And then look at John Guillaume, picks up a bunch of extra yards with guys on him.
So
he told Leary he had to be physical, and he is. He's all over the football defensively.
Drujon Guillaume again on 4th and 1. Guillaume stretching for the end zone. He's going to be stopped short of the end zone. But I'll tell you what, I love that play. It is almost indefensible. It's the way they run it, and you got so many guys. You got an extra blocker getting in front of him, and he is just a strong runner.
He's close to getting in here, too. Look at this power running up the middle. Hangs onto the football, too, as he tried to stretch it over the line. He thought he was in. And I think a lot of folks on the near sideline thought he was in, too.
1st and goal from a half-yard out. Drujon Guillaume into the end zone. Touchdown Shepherd Hill. Opening drive of the second half. And the Rams answering loud and clear.
Flag flew at the end of the play. It's not going to affect the touchdown, but there may be a personal foul here tacked on at the end.
Freddie King does not like any of the talking, or if you're going to celebrate too much.
It wasn't Freddie, it was his back judge who called it.
Unsportsmanlike on the offense, 15-yard penalty.
Well, it should help with field position on the kickoff.
Well, it depends. Do they have a choice to take it on the kickoff or on the point?
I'd take it on the kick then.
Yeah.
Because Shepherd Hill is not a team that's going to kick. They're usually going to go for the 2, move them back 15 yards. That's a tough play.
As it stands, Shepherd Hill has a 1-point lead.
You're about 18 yards out.
You've got a field goal kicker that, if it comes late in the game, has 40-yard distance. So they will take it on the conversion, which I think absolutely is the call.
And now it's a 35-yard PAT if you were going to kick it, and you're going to go for it. You're 18 yards away. Going for it. That's a tough take. That was a 9-play drive, covered 48 yards, and took 4 minutes and 22 seconds off the clock.
Well, this is one of those things where they wouldn't kick regardless, but you'd have to think the mad mathematician Ray Sullivan and the sabermetrics guy, the percentages go down from this distance.
And it's McKeon.
It's
McKeon
blocked
on
up.
the reverse, has good blocking in front of him down the sideline. Did he get in?
Flag on the play. Another.
I was looking at the sideline to see if he had tightrope walked it down the sideline. The officials were there. And I never saw a signal on the near side.
No, I think they had the penalty. He did not signal him out. I think it would have been good if it was not for the hold. This is good tightrope running from McKeon. He'll stay in play the whole way, but the penalty at the back end. So now you have another long conversion attempt. Wait a second. All right, yeah. Another long conversion attempt perhaps here. or they just wave off the point.
They must have said he stepped out of bounds. Might have said he's.
Yep. So by rule, they don't get another shot.
So it's a 1-point game.
Here's the touchdown, Drew Jean-Guillaume. No doubt there. Just following the guys through, and Jean-Guillaume easily in, gives Shepherd Hill the lead back. College and high school football on Charter TV3 is brought to you by Percy's on Gold Star Boulevard, Pucci's Fine Jewelry, St. John's High School of Shrewsbury, and Southbridge Credit Union.
Drew Jean-Guillaume, 9 carries for 59 yards in the game in that touchdown. Ambrosia, 9 carries for 62 yards. Sarkadea, 6 carries for 61 yards. And Ravenel, 4 carries for 49 yards. Ambrosia and Sarkadea, both juniors. There's Chris Lindstrom. Number 68, headed to Boston College next year to play at the Heights. And his father said that the coaches, when he announced that he was coming there, the coaches all went bananas, jumping up and down, patting him on the back. 11 yards on the return. He said it was really something to watch. And as a father, he was just so proud.
He was proud, but he probably won't wear the colors of Boston College.
That's what he's told his son, who had a hat there in the bookstore, and he said, I would never wear this hat.
He's a BU guy, remember?
A woman who didn't know what was going on said, why? This is a great school. And his son, young Chris, said, nah, he played at BU. He's not going to wear BC stuff.
I love that. That's fantastic.
And Chris's 2 uncles played in the NFL as well, as did his father. And good defense.
Well, Anthony
Baldino
Baldino has just been a monster in terms of running back in the last 2 weeks with wins for St. Peter-Marian. But you have to credit the Shepherd Hill defense. They have definitely keyed on him. And the yardage has been tough to come by.
One of the things that may be open here in the second half is a middle screen for St. Peter-Marian, because the front 4 get up the field so quickly for Shepherd Hill. You may be able to get some sort of little middle screen with either a tight end or someone slipping underneath, or Baldino. Here's Leary firing the out, and it is caught. It'll be 3rd down and call it 4. Caught by Alex Simonovic.
Quick hitter here to Simonovic on the outside. Has to go down and get it. Simonovic has done a lot of good things here, both blocking and with his hands making plays here in this game.
Big 3rd down conversion here for St. Peter-Marian. They trail it by 1.
I think Leary gets the ball here.
Baldino. Baldino is going to be stopped short.
Be an interesting call on 4th and 2 with being down just a point here.
I think you got to kick it. You got to have your punter, Donahue, just boom one as deep as he can and make Shepherd Hill give him a long field.
Yeah.
And you can hear the Shepherd Hill
Shepherd
coaches saying, get away from
all right,
the
they are
punter.
going to send someone back this time. They didn't send anyone back on the first punt from Donahue.
Brewer is back deep.
They're still in a safe mode, though.
They get a good rush. Shepherd Hill got a real good rush. Donahue's punt hits, takes a St. Peter-Marian bounce.
Peter, you get away from the ball.
And down to the 21-yard line where it will be downed. 39-yard punt.
College and high school football on Charter TV3 is brought to you by Unibank and by Wagner Kia of Shrewsbury.
39-yard punt by Donahue. Chris Lindstrom and the Shepherd Hill Rams will have 79 yards to
I think
go.
we took a chance getting him at halftime on the headsets, you know.
I thought so too.
He was outstanding, though. Again, between the tackles or when the game's in play, he's intense. He's worried about his kids and worried about getting them out of here safe and getting them. A win is a good thing, And then off the field, he's the nicest guy you could find.
Yeah, so calm, cool, and collected. But he'll flip the switch. Here's Drujon Guillaume. Guillaume still on his feet and gets a first down. Just a tough physical run from the quarterback, Drujon Guillaume. And St. Peter-Marian has the lineman down behind the play. St. Peter's does not have a lot of depth up front, so this will be a loss. Owen Degnan. He's just a sophomore, but he's 6'4", 250. And you need all the size you can up front against this Shepherd Hill team.
They might have got rolled there in the back end of the play, and Jean Guillaume stretching out. Gotta be careful. That football's kind of out there.
It is.
You know, and if you're Seamus Leary and you're hunting for it, you know, you might, you know, he's a strong kid, is Jean Guillaume, but he might be able to punch that loose if he doesn't tuck it in.
You want that right up against your ribs. Carry it high against your ribs.
John Guillaume's actually getting worked on right now. You mentioned the cramping issues. He's getting a little extra attention during this timeout. And tough to see Degnan. He can't get off under his own power. You hope that it's not serious and that he can be a part of it the rest of the way. St. Peter-Marian has a huge game with Doherty next week, and that's always a fun one in the city.
Yeah, there'll be a lot of talk before, after, during, between the players on that one. I've seen a couple of the Doherty coaches here today.
I think the majority of their staff is here now.
Yeah, Drujon Guillaume was working on his calf and Achilles, but the calf is the cramping issue.
Drujon Guillaume's dad's a doctor, if I'm not mistaken, so I mean, he's got some good medical.
He can look into some.
He's got some good medical field. The doc, yeah, Doc's always down on the sideline there. Always a friendly face on the sideline for Shepherd Hill when we're covering the games.
1st and 10 for the Hill. Inside handoff to Ravenel, and Ravenel gets 3 yards.
From Jean Guillaume.
Shepherd Hill has a whole big kind of support staff. You know, they got the doc down there. You know, they have that coaching staff. They have their own film team down there as well.
It's like they got a documentary being filmed on them down there. Ambrosia.
Couple there. Well, Chase Flibbert's parents are you know, help document the season, and they do a great job down there. Mom and Dad have the cameras out, and you know, they put videos together. Johnny Swear's been navigating around them throughout the game, but you know, they're there every game, and they put videos together for the kids, and they do appreciate the work they do.
3rd down. Sarkady caught in the backfield and brought down. The St. Peter-Marian defense with a big play. Very big play. Demetrius Lopez, the man through the junior, 5'10" and 235.
He gets in quickly. Good speed move from Lopez. And are they bringing a punting team out for Shepherd Hill?
Wow.
Lopez is the guy that has really stepped up. You know, someone that Tom Hendrickson thought would be a factor in today's game, as they, you know, are traditionally a 4-4 team, and, you know, playing a lot more 62 or 5-3 today. This is something. If this is a punt, this is something here.
It is. Ravenel booms it. That's a great punt by Brady Ravenel. And a flag comes down. This one will come back. The return is out to the 30-yard line. Rob Foisey on the punt return. 37-yard punt, 8-yard return, but again, some laundry on the ground. They got a punter though in Brady Ravenel.
Yeah, he can punt. I don't know. I don't think that'll change the sabermetrician his mind there.
No.
Ray Sullivan, you know, Ryan Dugan told us this week that Ray would never punt. He would never kick field goals, and every kickoff would be an onside kick by the stats.
On the return, 10 yards in the spot of the infraction, 1st down.
That would be interesting to see. And now they might go. They're going to go to a sabermetrician conference. You know, so they're kind of, you know, the Shepherd Hill coaches are the mad mathematicians. They're kind of, you know, they could be onto something here. They could be like
Goodwill Hunting.
Yeah.
They want to go to MIT for a professional day.
Oh,
the
Ray
MIT
says they're
Sloan
going.
School of Management, which is world renowned. And they want to see if they can pick up some tips. I mean,
It could be like the Oakland A's of high school football.
Billy Bean, they're going to revolutionize the sport. Seamus Leary tucks it and runs. And Leary, good run on first down, gets 7 yards.
All right, nice play from Mike Tremblay there for Shepherd Hill, number 22, because we've seen how elusive Leary can be. Just to be able to hang on to him even after a 7-yard gain is a huge accomplishment today. Just kind of hangs on and lets some of his defenders come and make a play.
This is the amount, the way that high school football has changed over the last 20 years is unbelievable. With all the film work and all the off-season weight work, it's a year-round thing now to be a football player. And then you bring in all this sabermetrics. And it's like, holy cow.
Oh.
But you know what? There's still, you can do all that other stuff. There's no substitute for just toughness and guys that want to hit.
There's 68 on the edge. Ravenel gets it to start, and then big 68 comes in and sweeps it up.
Third down for St. Peter-Marian. Final 35 seconds of the third quarter. Guardians are 1 of 7 on third down conversions. Leary from the shotgun has Baldino in the backfield with him. 3 receivers to the left. Leary looks left. He's pressured. He's going to tuck it. He's going to go down. McKeon got him for the sack. Well, and the Shepherd Hill defense has held on what should be the final play of the third quarter.
That time Leary was trying to escape, but the problem was he probably escaped in the most sure-handed tackler on that front group, McKeon, and he just makes an outstanding play.
Third sack of the day for the Shepherd Hill defense, led by Sean McKeon. And when we come back, 1 quarter of football left. The Rams lead it by 1.
Nothing brings community together quite like football. At Southbridge Credit Union, we rally with that same passion for our members, setting financial goals for their personal and business aspirations, using teamwork to generate a winning strategy, and keeping our eyes on the ball to achieve those financial touchdowns. We're looking forward to another successful season for our players on the field and our communities that support them. Southbridge Credit Union, people taking care of people. 5 convenient locations, federally insured by NCUA, member MSIC, equal housing lender.
Coming to you live on the Jordan Levy Show with 3 straight hours of talk.
Jordan, it's not 3 hours anymore. 193 is the new 3.
2's company, but 193 is a crowd.
Okay, Shane.
Hey, don't give me the 193rd degree.
We know. 193 is the new 3.
I think you're 193 sheets to the wind.
Another thing about the mayor.
Jordan, what are you still doing here? Oh, yeah, 193 is the new 3.
Charter TV3 is moving to channel 193. New channel, same great local programming. 193 is the new 3.
Hey, you listening to me?
Welcome back. College and high school football on Charter TV3 is brought to you by Worcester Regional Airport. Fly JetBlue direct to Florida from Worcester Regional Airport.
Well, that St. Peter-Marian defense is going to be called upon after this punt from Donahue to really hold the fort down.
Hey, let's face it, they've been good. St. Peter-Marian's defense has been good. 14 points by Shepherd Hill after 3 quarters. This is a team that puts up a lot of points.
They've been very good and playing a very physical team. And they have answered the bell. It's not easy, too, because you do it, you know, you can do it every play. This is a shorter kick, but it's high. Won't have a return. Takes a Shepherd Hill bounce and is down inside St. Peter-Marian territory at the 48-yard line. But all it takes is you play a physical team and you get sick of hitting on every single play, and you have to. You have to hit on every single play and sacrifice your body. And when you get sick of it, you hesitate, you kind of pull up a little bit, and it's an arm tackle someone runs through, or you just don't get there altogether, and it's a big play for a touchdown. These St. Peter-Marian players have been coming on every single play.
Oh, you know, Anthony Letourneau told me this week he thought they could hang with Shepherd Hill. He didn't see any reason why not. You know what? They backed it up. They have played tough in the trenches.
Fourth quarter here. Shepherd Hill with a 1-point lead. Sarkady running hard. First down for the Rams. And when you see offensive linemen 10 yards down the field still on their blocks,
yeah, you know
you're going to get a big play.
The center's down there, Austin Jones, Lindstrom's down there, the quarterback's down there.
And that's a first down for Shepherd Hill.
Big surge. You know, yeah, after the running back gets up, then the two linemen get up and the fullback gets up, and you're like, all right, well, there's a few guys down here blocking.
Ambrosia. It's the same play, just a different running back, and Ambrosia picks up 14 yards. And it is another Shepherd Hill first down. And this is the part in the game, especially when you don't have a lot of depth and you have guys going both ways, that you can start to get worn down a little bit.
Just quick flip out, and you know, even though it's the same play, it takes a second to recognize, and when you're taking that second, the running back's past you.
Patrick Leary, number 7. Simonovic, number 2, and those guys have been around the football a lot today. Here's Ambrosia again. Cuts it back. Ambrosia to the secondary. Leary with a touchdown-saving tackle. Ambrosia runs very hard.
And, you know, anytime you're a running team, when you're forcing the safety to make the tackle, you know you're doing big things. Ambrosia's really untouched until he gets to Leary. And they just kind of ran into each other.
6'1", 170 is Ambrosia, and he just runs real hard. That's a good physical tackle by Leary.
Yeah, Leary just sells his body out there to make that play.
Shepherd Hill's knocking on the door. Sarkady with his hand on the offensive lineman in front of him, and he pounds forward on first down for a pickup of 8. It'll be second down and goal from the 2, maybe the 3-yard line.
Good battle. You know, I tell you, around the ball again is Foisey. He's been there all day. Brandon Flaman getting back there too and making another tackle.
Foisey, 6 feet 170. He's going to be tomorrow when he wakes up and he goes to brush his teeth tomorrow and just lifts his shoulders to brush his teeth. He's going to feel it. His shoulders are going to be sore. His neck's going to be sore. This is one of those games. All of those guys, the linebackers especially, and those safeties, because they're 10 yards down the field sometimes. You're taking on people with a full head of steam. The next day, you just you start moving your neck and moving your head side to side. You'll feel it.
That's every morning for me working with you.
It's old age.
You know, is that what it is?
It's old age.
Is that what it is? Neck sore, back sore, shoulders hurt.
The saddle on your back. You're carrying us.
I feel like there's a beta camera on my shoulder permanently.
That's great.
The newer cameras are nice. They're lighter, Kev. You got to get on that.
Got to move into the new age here.
Maybe when you reach 40, you'll get there.
When I reach 50.
Oh, that's it.
Ambrosia in for the touchdown. Shepherd Hill with their second touchdown of the second half. And the Hill leading it 20-13 right now. It's a 7-point lead for Shepherd Hill. They're going to go for 2 and make this a 2-score game if they get in. So it's a big play for St. Peter-Marian and their defense.
This is a huge conversion. There wasn't even a thought to make this an 8-point game.
Shepherd Hill is averaging 7.9 yards a carry, so almost 8 yards a carry. See if they just go Drew Jean-Guillaume. No, hands it off to Ravenel. Ravenel caught and thrown backwards.
Mulhern.
Wow, what a play by Mulhern. And that is desire. That is straight desire. Shepherd Hill marched down the field methodically for that touchdown. And you get a guy like Mulhern who just bows up and says, you're not getting the 2.
That's just a huge play. There's the touchdown first. Pounding it in. And then Mulhern makes just a huge stop, but Ambrosia goes in for that touchdown. And so now you have a 7-point game. A 9-point game with this much time, it's still a 9, there's still a lot of time, but it just, just makes it, there's a certain comfort level or an uncomfort level if you're down by that much.
5-play drive, covered 48 yards, took just 2 minutes and 5 seconds off the clock.
You know, they have the ability to hold it for 7 to 8 minutes, but they also score pretty quickly with the running game when their line and their backs are moving well.
St. Peter-Marian cheerleaders.
It's a homecoming weekend here at SPM.
Hall of Fame ceremony tonight. They got a lot of former athletes, and I believe the 1992 St. Peter-Marian Super Bowl championship football team's going in as a team. One of Owen Kilcoyne's great teams. He had so many of them. He can get a good return on this one. And Baldino, but that was good coverage by Shepherd Hill. 7 yards on the return. Johnny Swear, the man who works the camera down at field level, he has done a great job, as he does every game. When we have Johnny Swear on the sideline, he's there running up and down. You mentioned he's working his cables around the film crew for Shepherd Hill. He's got to get him around the cheerleaders, get him around all the coaching staff. And
yeah, he doesn't have a grip today.
He is just doing great.
Yeah.
Here's Baldino. And Baldino lassoed, taken down by Dan Gilligan.
Gilligan's been around the ball a lot.
Under 8 minutes to play here in the game. 20-13, Shepherd Hill. So a big drive for St. Peter-Marian. It's a 1-touchdown game. Seamus Leary has accounted for both touchdowns for St. Peter's. One on a long run and one on a touchdown pass. And both times he was under duress, had to break some tackles. Here's Leary looking to his right. Stepping up, going deep over the middle for Patrick Leary, broken up.
Oh, that's a great play.
Defense. Jake Ayers got there right as the ball got there and just grabbed the arms of Pat Leary. Otherwise, that's a big, big completion.
Yeah, it's going to be a big first down catch. And it's a good strike from Seamus to his brother, but a perfectly timed hit from Ayers. And again, a guy that they just got back. You know, he got hurt in the Fitchburg game in the first game of the year, and they love having him there.
St. Peter-Marian 1 for 8 on third down conversions. It's 3rd and 9. You can't throw a better ball. You're running a perfect route. That is just awesome defense.
Yep, good defense.
Shepherd Hill going to rush 3. McKeon got in there. Oh, what a grab at the sticks. No good, incomplete. Wow,
that was close.
Great effort.
Simonovic was the guy, and right there was McGuigan, Sean McGuigan, linebacker. And he just got enough contact on him. That's going to be a tough ball to bring in for Simonovic. Great look at it here. And yeah, he had it, just couldn't secure it on the ground there.
Good job by McGuigan to close on that ball too when it's in the air, because if he doesn't get there, he probably was able to hang on. But McGuigan able to get a hit on him there to break it up. Donahue's going to kick. There's no one back deep for Shepherd Hill. So if you can get a line drive of a kick here and get a big roll. It's a good kick from Donahue, and it's going to take a Shepherd Hill, St. Peter-Marian bounce rather, getting all the way down to the 10-yard line. And it's down at the 10-yard line by Bryce Tambora. A 51-yard punt. 51-yard punt, and that's a big one. 7:06, still a 1-touchdown game.
Yeah, if you can get a stop here, good field position for St. Peter-Marian.
Here's the Shepherd Hill cheerleaders.
We will not be beat. It goes, go, go, fight, fight, win, win, fight, fight, go, fight, win, fight, go, fight, win.
Now the sun's coming out over Guardians Field.
That's changed the whole thing. Nice bright sunshine. We had some sprinkles in the pregame.
Ambrosia gets the call on first down. Nothing fancy about this Shepherd Hill attack. They're coming straight ahead at you, and they're coming right between the tackles. And Ambrosia just following his blockers, gets north and south, and keeps going straight ahead. There's no dancing by any of these backs on the Shepherd Hill team. You hit the hole.
They don't teach dancing or hurdling.
No, you just hit the hole and go. 14 carries for 101 yards for Ambrosia. Seamus Leary in on that tackle. Good physical defense all game long from St. Peter-Marian. But they're going to have to keep coming. Sarkady caught in the backfield and slips down.
Yeah, lost his footing there, and he had Lopez coming quickly behind him. And so this is a big third down here for the defense. If they can get a stop here, get a punt out of Shepherd Hill, then they've done exactly what they needed to do.
Shepherd Hill 2 for 6 overall on third down conversions, but 0 for their last 3. Third down and 6 for the Rams. And Drew Jean-Guillaume from the shotgun with Brady Ravenel in the backfield. Jean-Guillaume hands it off to Ravenel. Ravenel on the draw. Second effort by Ravenel. It's going to get him the first down, I think.
Oh, yeah.
He was hit short of the first down, but Ravenel just a bull. And he kept going. He keeps driving his legs.
You didn't think they were going to throw out of that shotgun, did you? Inside
No.
handoff to Ravenel. And Brady Ravenel picking up good yardage and a first down, a huge conversion for this Shepherd Hill offense. It allows them to take even more time off the clock. You know, if Shepherd Hill has it their way, they may not score, but they won't let St. Peter-Marian touch the ball again in this game.
Boy, that's you as a safety. You got Brady Ravenel coming through there at 220 pounds, and he's got a head of steam. That takes a lot of guts to take him on and go straight at him. Try to bring him down, because you're gonna take some punishment there.
This game has kind of lived up to what both sides thought it would be, a one-score game here late in the fourth. Assabet and Worcester Tech, our D6 showdown, is a week from today from the Generals' Den. Worcester Tech got a big win at Bay Path last night. Moved their way up the standings. You know, look to be a playoff team, the Eagles, and that would be the 4-year plan for Jeff Lane, getting his team back into the playoffs.
Great coaching staff on that Worcester Tech side. Great coaching staff on the St. Peter-Marian side. You see Bill Stapleton there and Tommy Hendrickson and some of his staff. They've got to be pleased with the way that their team has played today against one of the best teams in Central Mass and one of the best teams in the state for that reason.
No question. I mean, this game could have gone any number of different ways if you're the outside observer, but you know, don't tell St. Peter-Marian or Shepherd Hill that this was going to be a lopsided game. I mean, Shepherd Hill knew that they had been in some one-score games with St. Peter-Marian last year, and SPM, you know, said nobody's going to roll over us on our home field, and they have taken Shepherd Hill to the limit here in the fourth quarter.
The last 5 years, the largest margin of victory between these two teams has been 6 points. Guillaume under center. He's going to keep it on the quarterback sweep.
Ooh.
Did a nice job to hold on the ball. Simonovic tried to rip that ball away from him as he went by. And Drew Jean-Guillaume picking up 6 yards.
Well, he had it secured, the quarterback there. Has it secured in better, wasn't flying out. So nice job by Jean-Guillaume hanging on to that football.
Patrick Leary in on the stop. Shepherd Hill with 328 yards on the ground this afternoon. 20 yards through the air. St. Peter-Marian 139 yards of offense, and they have done most of their damage on the ground as well.
Of Shepherd Hill.
So it's another third down for the Hill, where they're spotting it third down and a long one. But the clock continuing to run. 4 minutes, 15 seconds and counting to play here in the game. A 20-13 lead for Shepherd Hill. The Hill trailed at the half. Pitching a shutout here in the second half. Brewer goes in motion. Drujon Guillaume goes his way, has a first down and more. And he's out to the 41-yard line. Drujon Guillaume is so quick, so hard to account for.
Yeah, he has to, you know, in this offense, he literally turns around. He's running, has to change his momentum and then pick up and go upfield. And another good lead-out block from Nutter, his lineman. And Drujon Guillaume gets the first down. They churn more clock off the scoreboard here.
9-yard pickup from Drujon Guillaume. And that reverse pivot, what it does is just freezes the linebackers a little bit. So it's a reverse pivot going the other way, but you're freezing a linebacker for a half step, and that's all you need in this offense. Just a little crease.
And every first down, St. Peter-Marian's going to play hard to the whistle. Every first down is just another step at demoralizing the opponent, because you keep getting a first down, you know you're going to run more clock. You know you're that much further away from trying to tie the game. Just so tough. It's got to be tough if you're a defensive team. If you see Shepherd Hill continue to grind out these short yardage first downs.
And this is where you got to get mad. You got to, as a defense, you got to get mad and try to step up and make a play here. Under 2 minutes and 40 seconds to play. Great clock-consuming drive by Shepherd Hill. And it'll be 3rd and short for the Hill right around midfield. Could be 4-down territory for him right here.
Ostrowski got it that time. Pat Gallant got him, one of the tacklers in on there. He had the interception earlier in the game for St. Peter-Marian, so it'll be another 3rd and short, a timeout on the field.
St. Peter-Marian calling for the timeout with 2:25 to play. Drujon Guillaume stretching out. St. Peter-Marian looking for one big stand, one final stand here on the defense. We'll take a timeout and be back with more right after this.
Coming to you live on the Jordan Levy Show with 3 straight hours of talk.
Jordan, it's not 3 hours anymore. 193 is the new 3.
Two's company, but 193 is a crowd.
Okay, Shay.
Hey, don't give me the 193rd degree.
We know. 193 is the new 3.
I think you're 193 sheets to the wind.
Another thing about the mayor.
Jordan, what are you still doing here? Oh, yeah, 193 is the new 3.
Charter TV3 is moving to channel 193. New channel, same great local programming. 193 is the new 3.
Hey, you listening to me?
All right, Tom Hendrickson talking it over with one of the officials, and, well, both sides know what's at stake here. If Shepherd Hill gets the first down here, I mean, St. Peter-Marian can still stop the clock a few times, 4 more timeouts, but they have a shot at running this whole thing out.
Yeah, I mean, it would essentially take a turnover or stripping the football or something special.
And if St. Peter-Marian can hold, and hold again on 4th down, Drujon Guillaume, Guillaume's got the first down. He is inside St. Peter-Marian territory down to the 41-yard line. Needed 2 yards, got 10.
Now St. Peter-Marian brought it on the near side. Guillaume goes the other way.
Good kick-out block by Ravenel, number 11.
Yeah, you almost have to take a chance and say, all right, maybe he's coming this way, send the run blitz on one side. They did, and John Guillaume went the other way over the left side of his line. Lindstrom and Flibbert.
Now you're under 2 minutes to play, and Shepherd Hill can really work this clock.
Yeah, they're not looking to score. They're just looking to keep the ball until the final horn.
Shepherd Hill taking a full timeout. They worked it down the clock, so 1:47 to play. And this might be, more than anything else, just, hey, let's get a breather here. This is what we're looking to do. You guys need to give us
you just never,
2 more first downs, and this game's over.
You just never know, though. You just never know what could happen. St. Peter-Marian, even though it was 8-0 early in the game, things were going against them. And then in a series of rapid fire, it seemed like a couple of quick minutes, they were leading. So you just never know here. You know, hang on to the football if you're Shepherd Hill. If that ball is loose, there's still plenty of time for the Guardians.
Second half, we talked about that Shepherd Hill defense pitching a shutout here in the second half. St. Peter-Marian has had 3 possessions, all 3 and out in the second half. No first downs allowed by that Shepherd Hill defense in the second half.
Well,
that is a big time effort by that defense.
Another first down for Shepherd Hill also would ensure Chris Lindstrom his 100th career head coaching victory. It would be his 96th at Shepherd Hill. He had 4 at Tantascwa. I know his family's here, and while Chris won't publicize it, a lot of people really appreciate what he does. That could be it.
Ravenel down to the 21-yard line, bursting through a hole and just lowering his shoulder and running people over. And let's see, we'll see, they may be able to milk this one all the way down.
St. Peter-Marian's going to call a timeout. Never say die here until the whistle, because, you know, fumble, you never know.
In the second half, Shepherd Hill has had 29 offensive plays to St. Peter-Marian's 9.
There's going to be
big time effort.
There's going to be timeouts here at the end, Kev. You got a date or something? You want to get out of here?
I don't. No, you know what I want is as a coach, I know you're going to play it the whole way, and you're going to be bent if you're a kid and you're not. But what you're doing is, if what you're forcing right now is you're forcing Shepherd Hill to score on you.
Yeah.
And they're going to have to do it. You know what I mean? That's what I'm looking at. I'm looking at it and saying, okay, if you keep calling timeouts, Shepherd Hill's going to say, all right, let's go, punch it in. And that's what they're going to have to do. And I think it's just a great effort by St. Peter-Marian all day long. But if you're Shepherd Hill and you say, okay, if they're going to call the timeouts, then we're going to have to punch it in here. So let's go. Bow up, get a push, burst through the hole, and let's score. No, as a kid, you don't. No matter what the score is, I don't care. You want to be out there and you want to play, because at this point, if nothing else, you're seeing red and you want to hit someone.
Right.
You want to get a couple last hits in there.
You're seeing red.
You're seeing red. If you're down, you want to get a couple last hits in.
Yep, that happens.
That's old school Coach Leary right there. But that was his philosophy. We were gonna be the hardest hitting team on everyone's schedule. No matter what the record, no matter what the score.
Take a trip to the Isaac Davis house before the game.
Nothing better. Trujean Guillaume hands it off to Ravenel. Ravenel straight ahead.
Well, you know, just put it in the hands of your steady senior. Holds onto the football, 2 hands on it, and you're picking up big yards. Another timeout's going to take place here, it looks like.
Yep.
.124 to play.
All right, here's the power rankings. You talked about this before, the Division 4 power rankings. Shepherd Hill is on top. Doherty is right there. St. Peter-Marian and Holy Name. And Holy Name coming off a huge win over Auburn, and that gives them a lot in the power rankings. And then you have North, Grafton, Groton, Dunstable, and Hudson, and that North team gave Doherty all they could handle yesterday. A great game at Foley Stadium, a great inter-high matchup. North and Doherty, and the Highlanders had to come from behind to get the win there, and quarterback Eric Vesey doing a great job running that offense.
A lot of teams in D4, they don't want to be the 8 seed because you don't want to play Shepherd Hill in the first round. And you want to be on the opposite side of the bracket of the Rams.
There's Trujean Guillaume, and Guillaume is going to be close to a first down. And if he gets to the 10, he's got it.
The other side of those ratings is you don't want to see North.
No.
You don't want to say, well, we got North in the first round. You don't want to see North because of how they can play. And I know North will want to see Doherty again if they have their choice, but you know, you don't have that many easy outs in the first 5-6 teams in that power rating schedule, and this thing's going to wind down here. It looks like a victory formation for the Rams.
Trujean Guillaume has reached the 100-yard mark for rushing. 14 carries, 100 yards for Trujean Guillaume.
Ambrosia's already over 100 yards, 105 yards. And Ravenel, 87 yards. Sarkady, 77 yards. It'll be the 100th win, and his family's got the signs out.
They're ready right below.
His daughter made a homemade sign just below us here from the press box, and they're gonna display those, but they're gonna wait right until the final whistle here because
Chris Lindstrom is such a class act, and Johnny Swear's the best. He's going to get those signs when they put him up. Now they've got him up there. Chris Lindstrom, such a class act, and they're the signs the Lindstrom family has made. Big Daddy, they call him. 100 career coaching victories for Chris Lindstrom. As his family salutes him, he got a bit of a Gatorade shower.
Alec Lindstrom, his young son, got him with the bucket.
And
I was going to say 66 is brave, but that's his son. Okay.
Alec he said, is going to be a real good player too, because he's got some nastiness to him. Shepherd Hill a winner today, 20-13. Our next broadcast will come your way next Saturday night. Assabet and Worcester Tech. Chris Lindstrom and Shepherd Hill victorious here today. Coaching victory number 100 for Coach Lindstrom. We congratulate him and salute the Rams. A hard-fought victory here. Grady Ravenel and company taking it by a touchdown, 20-13. For our producer-director Sean Grady, statistician Phil Robo, Andy Lacombe, and our entire Charter TV3 crew, I'm Kevin Shea. Thanks for watching, everyone, and so long from St. Peter-Marian.